We are moments away from the Wuthering Waves closed beta test 2, and let's talk about 3 major changes coming to Wuthering Waves. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe to find your way back to the channel. For starters, something that really annoyed me and a bunch of other players going into Hoyoverse's games such as Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail is the fact that you can't skip cutscenes or dialogue. For example, in Genshin Impact, going into World Quest, there's no voice audio coming from the main character or any of the quest characters. To be honest, if I wanted to read so much with no audio, I'd just play a visual novel game like Doki Doki Literature Club. On the flip side, Kuro Games just announced that there will be an optional skip button coming for those cinematic scenes. This is amazing because there's players out there who would rather prefer to get into the grind aspect of things rather than having to skip through the whole dialogue while smashing their controller or keyboard into pieces. Now let's talk changes. In Wuthering Waves closed open beta 1, they were criticized very strongly for how the open world aesthetic felt very dull. Beta testers also mentioned that the story felt very slow and boring. So how did Kuro Games react? Well, Kuro Games decided that they would rewrite most of the story in only 9 months. We are talking 90% of the original story. This means they had to redo the script, redo the animations, and on top of all that, have the voice actors redo all their lines. That's a lot of risk and work if you ask me. And about the open world look, we are going to get a more beautiful, immersive aesthetic look this time around. All in all, this means Kuro Games is really paying attention to their community, which counteracts the way Hoyoverse is treating Genshin Impact and the tragedy of 4.4. Personally, I think a game all begins surrounding the community, and so far Kuro Games has done everything in their power to make sure their player base is happy. Now, something I'm most excited for is to see the new playable characters, Liang Yun, the now changed name Calcharo from the former name Kakarot, and my personal favorite Jian Jin. My apologies if I butchered those names, I promise I'll get better with time. On top of these new playable characters, a bunch of characters got reworked from the first closed beta. Personally, during the closed open beta 2, I am going to do my very best to figure out how to get my hands on Jian Jing because she looks very fun. I'm also wondering if we could pick up enemies just like the way she picked up those bears and swung them around. That would be so fire. Are you guys excited for the full release of Wuthering Waves? Let me know in the comment section what you think.